Alright, YouTube, we just completed Hitman Absolution. Let's check out the ending.
Who are you?
You really want to know? Because I can help you find them. For a price, of course.
You scumbag. Birdie. Alright, YouTube, so that's Hitman Absolution. Overall, good game. Not game of the year material. Not excellent, but good. Better than your average game. So I just want to kind of go over, while we're running the credits like usual, some of my complaints and some of what I liked about the game. But definitely I want to go over the cons first, because I just want to get it out of the way, because it was a difficult experience for me. I feel like it was a lot more friendly for newcomers like me that are new to the series, hence why I haven't played a Hitman game to completion ever before. It's just the difficulty level. But I think probably the hardest part about this game was the checkpoint system. You know, the checkpoints were very far and in between, and you actually had to go activate a checkpoint. It was nice that they did have them at certain sections, but it could be up to 20 minutes of gameplay that you had to complete. So it was a lot of trial and error, and I think that could be frustrating for people who are not familiar with the stealth genre. The loading screens were pretty bad. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I died so much if the loading screens were just, you know, instant, like, you know, something like Super Meat Boy, but they weren't, so kind of made it frustrating having to play the same sections over and over again. So like I said, I feel like stealth, you know, is the way you need to play this game. I mean, as you can see in a lot of my missions, there was a lot of gunfights, and they're pretty sloppily implemented in this game. They don't have the best handling for your reticle and aiming, and you're very reliant on auto aim. So it's not the best action game. So I felt like, you know, they included it, which is nice if you do get caught, but I don't think it's the ideal way to play, and got very repetitive after a while. You know, when it comes down to these type of games, there's always issues with the AI. One of them being, if you play the stage over and over again, you start to recognize the AI patterns, and it just becomes a puzzle game at that point. It's not really fun or intuitive. It's kind of just, you're just waiting for AIs to play out their different behaviors in order to, you know, move on to where you need to go. I didn't like that you know, the checkpoint system, you had to activate them. I would have wished they just implemented a system where you could save anywhere, because there was a lot of moments where I blew past, and, you know, I freaking died at the last part, which was freaking annoying. I had to play the whole entire mission over again. It would have been nice to have that feature where you could save anywhere. And I think for those people that, you know, want a more difficult game, I could see that they don't want a save anywhere system, because you could be cheating, you know. But at the same time, just, you know, maybe have a mode where, you know, you can't save or something like that. It's easy implemented, you know. The more options I feel, the better the game is. And just basically, I mean, the problem with most stealth games, and that of course being the whole entire issue with being detected, and, you know, the guards being dumb. Sometimes it's unpredictable. Sometimes it's like you go hide, and sometimes how they see you, sometimes you just walk right past them. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. It's just all over the place. I think like that's something they have to work on, especially when the next generation consoles is working on better AI patterns, and, you know, for just behaviors in these stealth games, because they're kind of repetitive. It's funny how, like, the best stealth game I probably played this year was Mark of the Ninja, which is a downloadable title, just for the fact that it relieved a lot of these issues. Like, it instantly loaded back up, very short sections between your checkpoints, and it was just easy, you know, pick up and play, you know. If you failed, you felt like you could just do it all over again very quickly. But I think what they kept in terms of what was good is probably what is good about the Hitman series in general. First off, the fantastic writing and all the different characters. I love listening to all these different conversations throughout the whole entire game. You know, they're pretty funny. A few that I wrote down. When the guy's getting a lap dance, that was one of the funniest conversations you listened to. It was pretty funny. I forgot, he said like, do the Alabama something. Alabama, I forgot what he said. Something Alabama something. Or the guy when he's getting a call about his prostate cancer at the beginning of the game, and he's like, oh, nothing can get me down. And he throw him right out a window right after. It's just that kind of dark humor that the game is known for, in terms of the Hitman series, and it's really awesome. I really enjoyed it. I really liked listening to all the different conversations, and all the wacky, things that were going on. The guy with the freaking, what was it? The sheriff who was into bondage, and the big machete-looking character. I mean, it was crazy. I like that new instinct ability. Was really cool. You could use it to go past guards when you have disguises on. You could use it for the point shooting, which is basically stolen from Hitman Absolution, that whole entire mechanic, because you get stealth kills to build up your instinct in order to get point kills. I really like that. Even though they took it from Splinter Cell Conviction, I still think it's a cool system for a stealth game. I like that the instinct also showed you the different paths of where the enemies were, and you can also see the enemies through walls, which is very helpful. You know where the enemies are at all times, which is really cool. I like the multiple ways you can approach a mission. You can distract people. You can use the different disguises. Shootouts were kind of fun at some times, but I didn't think that's the most ideal way to play. And I like that you could either stealth kill people with all the different melee weapons, or you can just sneak past them and you don't have to kill anyone. I like that the PC version, which is the game that I played, is the definitive version. It's running at 1080p with 60 frames per second. Most games can't even do that nowadays, and it ran really well on my machine. Besides the horrible loading times, I think overall it was a pretty good game. There were some technical glitches where the sound would go out, like in my first video, but I didn't experience that after that, so it was okay. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, the last thing I would say is I think like all the missions, they had all these different varied locations. You had your strip club, which was pretty funny and cool. The fight club, train station where you had to wait for the train. That was really interesting. The Chinatown, during Chinatown and during the Chinese New Year was cool. The motel. I mean, there was just a lot of cool stuff, man. Like there was definitely a lot, like every cool location you could think would be in a stealth game. I think they nailed it in terms of that. And the ability to replay these type of games is probably key, definitely, if you want to try out different play styles. I don't think it's as good as something like Dishonored, where I felt like the action combat in Dishonored is actually a really good action game, whereas this is just a standard shooter, cover shooter. It's not really anything fantastic. Dishonored, the action gameplay was probably better than any action game really out there in terms of first person, I would think. And stealth, it was fucking awesome as well, just that blink ability. Whereas this is I feel it's very standard. I think it's really meant to be played stealthily. So, if that's even a word. I think that's really the way this game needs to be played, and I think that's probably my biggest complaint, is that you have to play stealth to get the most points, and not have to deal with all the other issues with the game in terms of its actual third-person shooting, which is not the best. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, the checkpoint system is not good, but at the same time, it wasn't horrible as people were saying. I didn't lose that much in terms of gameplay. It was just a lot of reloading checkpoints. A lot of reloading. You guys won't see that, of course, in the walkthrough because I cut that out. But I mean, this walkthrough is probably gonna be about 6 hours, and you know, the freaking the walkthrough is gonna be like 5 hours, and I probably played it for about 20 hours. I died so many times. But I mean, hey, not game of the year material, but it's definitely a good game, and I can see why people enjoy the Hitman series. I'm not too sure why people are resistant to this new one. A lot of people are saying they don't like it, and they really can't give me a valid explanation why they don't. I still think if you want to play like a traditional Hitman game, you can. The only thing I've seen is maybe that it's a little bit more polished. Like you could actually shoot people this time. Like I don't think that's bad. I think you could still play it and and be a silent assassin, just like any other Hitman game. I think it's open-ended enough to do that. And it has all the disguises, costumes, hilarious characters and writing, interesting conversations you can listen to. Like it has all that stuff. It's just more polished and more. I think it caters to new players. Like it, it's a lot more forgiving to new players. So I think that's what they need to do. People get stuck in these ruts with their series. Like they don't feel like they can't grow out of what they are for that niche audience, and they have to realize, like, if they don't take risk and try to make it more mainstream and enjoyable by a wide set of gamers, they're gonna get left in the dust. So I feel like they made a good I would say, I don't like to use that word compromise, but I think they made a good compromise for the Hitman fans and people that are new to the series, because I never played a Hitman game through completion because I just didn't like that whole entire style of gameplay where you had to play a whole entire mission, and if you failed you had to start from the beginning, just because if you got spotted it was just, you're pretty much had to reload the mission. I mean, if you got spotted there was like no way to get out of it, Whereas this, you could play it exactly the same way, but at least I feel like you could defend yourself in a gunfight. Sometimes it was kind of broken, like you were fighting just for the fact that I couldn't get past using stealth, so it was just the easiest way to get this game completed. But I think there's a good mix, but definitely a lot of trial and error. If you're not into a game with a lot of trial and error, you're not gonna like this game, because that's all it's about. No one's gonna go through this game perfectly the first time. It's impossible. But I'm just gonna let the credits roll. I think I've talked enough about this game. I'm gonna do my review tomorrow, which is Monday. I'm not sure what date it is. Let me look. The 26th. I'll do my review. I'm also going to play some PlayStation All-Stars. And for this week, all we have is Mass Effect 3 Omega DLC. That's really it. In terms of new stuff going on. So, the week after that, of course, is going to be Far Cry 3, which is the last big release for the year. Thinking about choosing a couple games and letting you guys figure out what you want me to play. Probably like 3 downloadable games, 3 retail games. You pick one of each. Whoever, we'll have some type of vote with the comments and see what game I should play next. Because after Far Cry 3, I don't have a game to play until January 8th, which is Anarchy Reigns. So I have a little bit of free time to play some games maybe I missed. This whole entire year I played a lot of games. So this is the first year, man, I've been able to record a whole year's worth of all the games I played, man. And I haven't even recorded every single thing I've played, because there has been stuff that I've played and Hector has done the walkthrough for. So, but pretty much everything I've gotten. I think like the only thing we don't have is that I played through is Mark of the Ninja, Sleeping Dogs, and Darksiders 2. I think those are like the only 3 games we don't have any footage for that I played. Oh, and Assassin's Creed 3. Of course, Resident Evil I hated. And Walking Dead, of course, we have some Walking Dead up there. Hopefully we'll get the rest of it up there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we got the VGAs and then the Game of the Year podcast. Talk about what games of the year, which is always exciting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So not much going on for the rest of the year. So I'm really excited to show you guys what's lined up for next year. I have the whole entire schedule laid out, so I'll probably do a video of that. Just, discuss what's going on for next year. And also, last but not least, I got a PlayStation Vita, the Assassin's Creed bundle, over Black Friday, which had a pretty good deal for $180. Got Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, 4GB card, a white Vita. I was about to say PSP. What is it? PlayStation All Stars code for free. PlayStation Plus free, which you get free Uncharted, Golden Abyss. So that's nice. That's a pretty good package for $180, man. Think about it, $100 for the system and 2 free games, So I think that's a pretty good deal. So I'll do an unboxing of that. That'll probably be my first unboxing. And I know I probably haven't mentioned it before. I'm not getting the Wii U until Bayonetta 2 comes out. So you're not gonna see any Wii U gameplay. 1, I didn't have time. 2, there's nothing significant that came out that is a console exclusive. The only one is Super Mario Brothers, and I mean, at this point, I'm not gonna buy a $300 system for a game I've played a million times already. So nobody wants to see a Super Mario Brothers walkthrough from me. Trust me, it's not that interesting. But that's pretty much it. My voice is going a little hoarse, so I'm just gonna let the credits roll, and then we'll be out.
your girl. To warm me, maybe. I wanna be your girl. 'Cause you, I'm a man. 'Cause you are my man. I wanna be your
crossed the line. Black bandana, my black bandana means I'm coming after you. And though you run a mile, my boots will bring the trial. You're on the land, but here I am. You fled the iron house, but I'm
to warn me, maybe. I wanna be your girl. 'Cause you, I'm a man. 'Cause you, I'm a man. I wanna be your girl. I wanna be your girl 'cause you're my man. So don't you,
Diana, she always talks about it.